All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutation, much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word, truth, and city. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa. I'm Brother Ash.
Yaka Allah.
Yeah, we're just back with another lesson, Lord, as well as edifying. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, just gonna go into a topic. Of course, those will be edifying about the importance of not loving the world. And why we know this truth. The Lord woken us up to it and giving us the eyesight, the foresight to see what's gonna happen is because, as it says in the book of Micah, we have to bear the indignation because we sinned against the Lord. But really going into this place is not our place of rest. It's here for our chastisement because we moved the most side of wrath. That's why we suffer the things we suffered. Our people going into slavery, and our falling away, as Scripture said, what happened, and the man of sin being revealed. That's why we know the end's going to come. So Jake putting the chips here in this world, we can go and get started on it. They're going to pass away too.
Let me start with this. This is 1 John chapter 2 and 15. Says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like the brother said, all these things are going to be destroyed ultimately. We're going to get that later, but all these things are going to be destroyed. The water in front of us, the cars driving by, the birds chirping, the chipmunks fucking, okay, the ants crawling, everything, the fishes swimming, it's all going to be destroyed, man. So love, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are therein. Some of those things that are therein, you hold dear to your heart. But guess what? If some of your family, man, they might go. So hey, you can't love them more than you love them, the Most High, and the Son, in this ministry. Really, like Apostle Rakaz is going live right now. Seeing it before I started this, it said we got to be obsessed with this truth. Okay. So your obsession, all right, like Jay people get obsessed with women, get obsessed with cars, get obsessed with all kind of things. But hey, you need to be obsessed with this truth, your true love, or your first love, if you will. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. But wait a minute, I thought, God loved the world. But he's telling you not to love the world? It says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. There you go. So you love this world, man. And because ultimately this world is under the control of the devil, all right? So if you love this world, you love nothing but wickedness. You love unrighteousness. You love doing as thou wilt, as the devil Aleister Crowley used to say. It says, for all that is, verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. There you go, master. All this is going to pass away. The lust is going to pass away. What else to say? The lust thereof, this world, this current rulership is passing away as we speak. It's coming to an end. All right, and all these things that these worldly lusts that really are ultimately, it doesn't prosper you. Okay, most of it is wicked. That's all coming to an end real soon, man. All right, because even before the Lord returns, when it's the middle of Jacob's trouble, you ain't gonna be indulging in your lust, man, because you're not gonna have the access to it. So you need to separate yourself from this world, man, and hate it. Hate the world, because what's the opposite of love? Hate. Go ahead. That was it on that.
To back it up, let's go to Romans 8, and so at verse 5 it says, unless you want to get it.
You got it.
Okay. Romans 8, in verse 5 it says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. I'm gonna read on down, but going to loving the world is because you mind the things of the flesh. This whole this whole setup is of this world is carnal. So going into you minding things after the flesh, is because again you love to be carnal, and we're gonna read on down what carnality is to the Lord. Is Romans chapter 8 verse 6. It says, for to be carnally minded is death. Right. So because going into carnally minded, it brings forth sin. And the wages of sin is death. So everything, as far as the world is pushed, is because it's all leads to death and sin. Well, sin is because of death, it's because it's ran by so white man Esau Edom, and he's the one that's pushing all this around the earth, that's going into that pale horse that death and hell follow, because that's how he runs his world, So he didn't make a spiritual world where you serve the Lord, he made a carnal world, and that's why again everything around here is going to be destroyed because this man, going to the godless man, he don't please the Lord. He ultimately set up against him. I'll read again. Romans 8:6 says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." So going into the title, the Apostle Lives, being obsessed with the truth, because the truth is being spiritually minded, seeing the bigger picture, and ultimately that's how we can please the Lord, by spiritual sacrifice, not burnt offerings and things that according to the law, or however, because people in the world, they think they're pleasing the Most High, but they're really not. But going to, again, being spiritually minded, that's ultimately, again, the truth, which set us free. But here Romans 8:7 says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. So someone that's an enmity means you're an enemy. So you being carnally minded, you're an enemy to the Lord. And the Lord's coming to revenge himself for all his enemies. That's why, again, nothing's going to be left here, specifically talking about so-called America. But I'll finish it. Romans 8:7 says,
real quick, and everything else, all the other societies, so to say, nations, they're gonna fall with America, because America's the one that's pushed out all these lustful desires and lustful wickedness, right? Because in this world, doing wickedness makes people feel good. All right, they party all night, party and bullshit. That's the two words you can put for it. But the rest of the nations have drank enough that cup, and now they've accepted the image of the beast ultimately. All right, go ahead.
Yep, I'll finish it out. Romans 8. I'll read 8 too. Romans 8:7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So again, when you're carnal, again, going into serving the flesh, adultery, fornication, witchcraft, sorcery, all these things are all going back to the fruit of the flesh. And that's what's manifest in this world. But going to the fruit of the Spirit, as you see, through the Spirit, we're gathered together doing the work, serving Yahweh Shah with fear and trembling, But here, Romans 8:8, it says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. So again, going back to love not the world, the love of the Father is not in you if you love this world. And those that the Lord loves, he's going to protect in his time to come. But those he does not, you're going to see what's going to happen unto them. And that includes 2/3 of our own people. They're going to be caught up in the judgment that's coming, the martial law, the MOTB, okay, the chip, you're going to take it, because ultimately you don't love the Lord, you love yourself more than the Most High. You're going to try to preserve yourself instead of trying to get right with the Lord while you had liberty. And that's why all this hell's going to happen, because you had your chance and you blew it,
Yeah, I got something to back you up. This is 2 Timothy 3:1 says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, like the brother just said. The majority of the earth, all right, don't want to serve the Lord. They want to serve themselves. They're lovers of themselves. All right, they don't care what the scriptures say. All right, mainly our people, it says, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. So these people, they love what makes them feel good, rather than what the Lord pleases the Lord. They want to please themselves. All right, and what in this world is wickedness. All right, drugs, excess of alcohol, adultery, witchcraft, debauchery, and that all boils back to the Bacchus spirit.
Yeah.
All right. Do not disturb. Everybody likes to text message when I'm doing a video. All right, but verse 5 it says, 2 Timothy 3:5, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And you got Israelites claiming to be people claiming to know the truth, that show themselves on the outward appearance, right? Oh yeah, we Israelites got the fringes on, all this and shit, but the inside of the cup is dirty, like the Lord said. They make the outside of the cup clean, but the inside of the cup is dirty. And that's what these guys are, having a form of godliness but denying the power, because they're not doing what's pleasing unto the Lord. They're doing what's pleasing unto themselves, getting a following. And because that's another thing, because people do drugs, do what, get high, so what people do social media to get a high, it's a high, get a like, what's the shit women like, damn, what's the word? Right, the thumbs up and shit.
The likes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a word for it. There's a term that anyway, but it's pretty much they want to be validated. There you go.
Validation.
There you go. So, we got 80,000 followers on YouTube, and 20,000 people showed up to our Passover.
Yeah.
It's bigging them up, man. Blowing their head up with smoke.
Yeah.
And not giving the praises to the Most High, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. People looking at you like you the savior and shit. That's lovers of themselves, man. And what? They love this world. They're not, that's why they don't go into prophecies like we do. They're not going into what's going on right now.
Yeah.
With the mark of the beast, with World War III. They're not going into those things. They're telling you, I don't know what I don't personally watch their videos, but I know they ain't teaching the right thing. That's for sure. But go ahead.
And that's how Yahushua's not dealing with them, because he says his testimony is a spirit of prophecy. So two or more gather in the name of the Lord, which is going into prophecy. Then there he is in the midst. But these guys not talking about what's coming. Ultimately goes into them not having faith. Because again, going into being carnal, you can't be carnal and be faithful. You can be really going carnal in the flesh, because you're talking about the rewards, and self validation, all that stuff. Goes into the activation in the flesh with the dopamine, that feel good. That's what you call love of God. But that has nothing to do with pleasing the Lord. That pleases you, but that don't please him. That was it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I got get this. Is 1 Thessalonians 5. So at the top of verse 1, it says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Verse 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So that's why it says in Ecclesiastes 9th chapter, it says, "For man knoweth not his time." It says, "As the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it falleth upon them suddenly." So that evil time that's going to happen, the Lord gave us things to look out for going into as the days of Noah. What were they doing in the days of Noah? They were drinking, marrying, giving on to marriage, and they didn't know the wrath was going to come until it came, and it was too late. The ark was closed, which Noah was building. They were laughing at him, mocking at him, and before you know it, that first raindrop came. And that's why the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. It's not just going to be a drizzle, when the rain that's coming again take us trouble, it's going to take away a lot of people, off their feet, But going to, again, the Lord warned his sheep that he's coming, and the day that's coming is not going to be a very nice and tender day. It's going to be very cruel and harsh, and that's what we're trying to warn our people, but they don't listen until it's too late, right? But I'll read next verse here, 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So you have no control of the trouble that's coming. You can't push us off no more. The Lord said he's long suffering towards usward, really the elect. But that's the only reason why the world's still here right now, because it says this place is reserved for judgment, for fire. And that time that the Lord promised is now. These nations got building up arms to do what? Not shake hands. They got missiles. These missiles are going to be doing the talking, because that's the time we're coming into. The Lord says he's bringing that division. He's bringing war, But here it is, you see a civil society, and overnight it's going to be a third world country, And that's what's promised to so-called America and all this whole setup around the world, because this is the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai,
Like the brother said, man, this world is going to turn upside down very soon, man. Just like it did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The world came to a screeching halt, and this is going to be even worse. Whatever the Lord got planned next, that he's going to obviously use Esau to do, is going to be something even bigger than the scam. This is going to be something that brings everything to a halt. Which what is going on 2 months now almost. Russia invading Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
They prepared to see more and more of that around the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
More skirmishes, or more division in America, more famines, more plagues, and there ain't gonna be no hospitals to go to, man. When people start walking around with flesh-eating diseases, or whatever the case may be, and then what they call the sanitation comes to a halt, and people can't bathe. And there's no garbage collection anymore. Rats and roaches everywhere infesting everything, and diseases everywhere. Well, hey, it's gonna be running rampant, man. It's gonna be bad. People don't have no clue what's gonna come, man. And we're warning you, man, to get with the Lord before it's too late. Because again, if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. So detach from this place. Come up out of her. First you got to come up out of her spiritually, and then the Lord will bring you out physically when He returns. Yeah, more on that.
That was it on that.
And, go to 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10 says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night." And again, while they saying peace and safety, everybody's going to be looking for solutions because there's so much chaos in the world. Oh, it's World War III. You know, there's famines. You know, people are running amok in the streets, looting and killing. They're gonna look for solutions, you know, and they're gonna try to present one, which is ultimately gonna be this chip. You know, hey, as long as you get a chip, you know, you can enter into these green zones or these safe zones, safe cities. It says, "In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise." So with the Lord, the day of the Lord, when He returns, that means the missiles are here. When you see chariots in the sky, that means the missiles are on their way. All right, it says, "The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." That's what's physically gonna make this world pass away, man. All right, because once America be destroyed via thermonuclear missiles, everything else is gonna collapse with it, man. Because that's that millstone that's gonna crash at the feet and take everything down with it, from the head to the toes. It says, "The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So what kind of life should you be living? What kind of conduct should you be in? Should you be in a riotous, a right spirit, a spirit of mirth, or should you be in a stoic spirit, all right, contrite, all right, spirit, or you know, sighing and crying?
Yeah.
We should be sighing and crying or hooting and hollering, you know, because you partying and bullshitting. It says, "Looking for in haste," verse 12, "looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and the new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness." So you got to ask yourself, why are we looking for a world where a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness? Well, because this world is dwelling in wickedness. This is 1 John 5:19, "And we know that we are of the Most High, and the whole world lieth in wickedness." There you go, man. So if we're in the Most High, if you love the Most High, you worship Yahweh Bashem outside, then you understand that this whole world lieth in wickedness, and that's why we need a new heaven, new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. All right. That was it on that. You got anything else?
Yeah, I can get this. 2 Ezra 5. 2 Ezra chapter 5. Start top verse 1. Read a couple verses here.
Okay.
It says, "Nevertheless, as coming the tokens," I think it's a misprint in this on the app.
2 Ezra what?
5 and 1. It's supposed to say concerning the tokens, but
What does it say there?
coming the tokens.
Oh.
Yeah. 2 Ezra 5 and verse 1. It says, "Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." You know, so going again to, you know, this world does not please the Lord, you know, so that's why the Lord's coming to destroy this place, you know. But, you know, going to the land being barren of faith, you know, again, you already see this now, you know, and that's why a lot of people going to take that chip, you know, because they don't believe in the Lord. They don't want to hear what the prophets got to say, which, as the Lord said in the book of Amos, he reveals the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. You know, so going to the way of truth being hidden, that's that famine of the word, you know, and that's what's promised too. That's a plague. That's the worst plague, because when the famine of word comes, that means the floodgates are about to be opened up. You know, that mercy's gone, you know, and if you're not on that ship, you know, when the storm comes, you're going to be drowned, okay, in these troubles that are coming, you know. Yes.
Go.
Okay. 2 Ezra 5 verse 2, it says, "But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago." Yep.
Here's a preacher to go with that. This is out of the Lord's mouth, Matthew 24:12. "Because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." You know, so the iniquity is going to abound, and the love of many wax cold. So, you know, because it's going to be a lawless society. You know, going into the sedition of men. Okay, and people invading one another for great tribulation and lack of bread. Things are going to get real bad out here, and it's going to be a time like no other, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and this is what's leading up to the passing of this world. All right, all this it's not just going to be overnight. You know, the passing of this world is going to be declining. You know, It ain't just gonna go like a stock doesn't just go from 100 to 0 in a second. Nah, it's a decline.
Mm.
You know, and it's gonna be, in this case, it's gonna be a snowball effect. It's gonna get bigger and bigger, and it's gonna go faster and faster.
Yep, a series of unfortunate events, you
Mhm.
can say. You know, that's why the Lord said, when the Son of Man comes, shall he find faith? Because those that have what he wants, you know, which is the faith, you know, he's gonna redeem them, you know, pick them up, you know, in those ships, you know, going into the elect, you know, because they believe, you know, on the report of the Lord, being spoken by servants of prophets, you know. But here I read the next verse. It says, 2 5 verse 3 says, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. You know, so it's not founded to last forever. You know, the wicked said, you know, in Psalm 10 chapter, that the house shall continue forever. Well, Lord said, you know, I set a bound you can't pass. You know, and that's what we see is happening now. The report of the prophets is coming true, not the reports of you guys in your own breakdown and vain vision. You know, the prophets of the Lord are speaking the truth, man, and you're gonna know a prophet been among you in that day. You know,
Well, this is going back to Jerusalem, back in the ancient world, but now where's the majority of Jerusalem at?
yes,
You
right.
know, so this place where we at is gonna be trodden down, man. Okay, and it's gonna be the same people that's gonna do it again. Edomites did it during the Roman Empire. All right, they did it during the Greeks.
Mhm.
All right, and of course these other nations had a hand during these other captivities. But now the main target is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as you've always been.
Yeah.
We don't care about the Han Dynasty and all that. What Elam was doing over there in the far and the other side of the Himalaya. We don't give a shit. That's not in the scriptures, so it's irrelevant to what's prophecy. Yeah, they have history. There's history out there. But it's irrelevant to the bigger picture.
Mhm.
The main characters are Jacob and Esau, and then some of these other nations play bigger roles than most, and then some but like the Medes,
Yeah.
Persians. All right, but again, they're not even the main characters. So the main characters is about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, well, you Israelites, which are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So that's why this thing is going to be worldwide. The Lord is bringing Jacob's trouble to the whole earth. Our temptation is going to come upon the whole earth.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead, though.
Yep. Asking on that, I can
Okay.
grab this one.
Okay,
It's Revelation chapter 12 and 12. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. So that's talking about ultimately the elect. Supposed to rejoice because why? Because our redemption draweth nigh. But on the other hand, we finish this precept, Revelation 12 and 12, finishing the point says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Right. So woe to everybody else, meaning destruction. It says, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Yeah, he knows he got a short time. But hey, we know that too. We the ones telling him.
Exactly.
He's measuring the times because Esau can't measure the times. That's for the prophets. So he's able to measure the times through what the prophets are saying. So that's why he's scrambling and shit. Because he watch. They're our number one subscribers. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
They're in the shadow realm watching us.
Yeah. Yep. So going into him having a short time, where does it leave you people? He knows his time is up, but he's not telling you people, and you can tell you don't know what's going on because look how you guys are moving, and again, that day is going to come, that breach is going to fall right on top of you. These elites, they're going to have their heads up. They're going to be hiding in bunkers, out of space or on the ground somewhere, as prophecy say, but you're going to be left here to fend for yourself like the Hunger Games. And your whole time you're thinking about trying to be an honest citizen and get your pension and 401k. Well, that stuff is all just a big joke,
Because this devil, he knows the scriptures, of course. He knows, all right, well, it's going to be, well, he don't know it like we do it, but he knows what the scriptures say about the chariots and whatnot. But he has to hear it from us to break it down. And then he's like, oh, shit, yeah, they're right. So they're watching us very keenly, which is the dragon, And really, the dragon, the Joe Schmo, driving a Ford Bronco, living in the trailer park, trailer trash Edomite. That ain't the dragon, man. He's Edomite, but he ain't calling no shots, man. He don't know what the fuck going on either. But the elites, man, they know, but they had to again. That's always been. Even if they have certain dreams, they always had to go to the prophets to get the breakdown. So they watching us, man. We and that's why they know that their time is running out because the words that we're saying, which are the words of the Lord, Because what the scripture say, none of the wicked shall understand.
But the wise
Hey,
shall
we
understand.
had to break it down to kindergarten level for these people to understand it. But then our people can't even understand that shit. But we'll close out on this then. Acts 14:22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yep, so it's going to get tougher. You know, that squeeze, as you know, the Lord's putting that pressure on this world using the left-hand side. The Spirit is even saying, going into the physical counterpart, being Esau, even the so-called white man, you know, we're going to feel the squeeze too, you know, because we're here on the earth, you know, as Yahushua said, in the world you're going to have tribulation, but be of good cheer if I've overcome.
Yeah.
You know, so the point is overcoming, you know, and the way we overcome is sticking close to the Lord, you know, by faith and starting with the fear, you know, because what the Lord said is going to come to pass, it's going to come to pass, you know, don't. It says that scripture say we walk by faith, not by sight. Don't look at what you see.
Yep.
You know, look. Go ahead.
Also, he said, because we walk by faith, because to be carnally minded is death.
There you go. Yep. So you're not going to pick it up. You know, you're going to be like, wait, what they're saying, I don't see it. You know, and of course you don't see it because the Lord blinded you. You know, but if you open up, you know, scripture say, if this gospel be hid, it's hid to them lost, but ultimately the election have obtained it. So that's why we know the end's coming, because the elect is sealed, man. It's already been written in the heavens. We're just waiting for this thing to play out real time. Esau's a one-trick pony. He has one thing left to do, is put that chip out, and it's all hell.
Yeah, that's why his deception. See, his blessings are coming to an end. He's already made the missiles, so he really. He's gonna use his sword, you know, in martial law and World War III, you know, in Jacob's trouble. But he's not gonna create any more weapons of mass destruction or make something even better.
Right.
That's done. And then when the Lord returns, his sword is going to be taken from him completely. But his deception is ran out. He ain't deceiving nobody. Well, he's still deceiving people, but like he used to go in hard. Now he don't even care. He'll go up on TV and tell you what he's doing and what you going to do about it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so that was it on that.
Yep.
Kind of. Hey, so with that, Lord's the one that was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who were well, and salutation and much love to you, sincere worshipers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.